Alright, so today we are reviewing Andrea Pirlo on the MadScientist's FM 0607 database, which I do find is quite interesting to look the players on, and we're going to be going 5 years in the future to see his career stats in those 5 seasons and how his stats have changed perhaps. But right here we can see a Pirlo who is quite clearly in his prime, 27 years old, valued 39 million. And wow, is really the first thing that comes to my mind. I mean, just literally looking at the standout attributes here: 20 passing, 20 first touch, 18 technique, 20 vision. I mean, you literally cannot have a much better deep line playmaker. And as we all know in FM20, a deep line playmaker usually does very, very darn well, as we shall find out in his future career stats. But generally, looking at this man, he has everything he needs to be absolutely incredible. I mean, we can, if we highlight the attributes here for a deep line playmaker, right? Look at it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. And 18 long shots too. I mean, you look at these attacking attributes: 14 finishing, 16 dribbling, 15 crossing. If we exclude the fact he's not very fast, you could play him at cam. In fact, you could almost play cam, to be fair. So genuinely, this is ludicrous with his 18 flair too. And obviously, there's a thing I haven't mentioned just yet, and that is the fact that he is an incredible set piece taker. 19 free kicks, 18 corners, 20 penalty taken. I mean, this is the pinnacle. This is literally the pinnacle. You can't get much better as a player in this game. So generally, that it just gets better and better. I mean, just look at his PPMs. Tries killer balls often, places shots, tries long range passes, dictates tempo, dwells on the ball, which is maybe not necessarily a positive attribute, but it's just magnificent, man. It doesn't get any better than this. This is peak FM player stats right here. So I can't wait to show you how well he's done over the past 5 seasons that I've just simulated. So we'll go on to that. So as you can see, this is Pirlo. 5 seasons in, this would be 11 to 12 in real life. Well, I mean, you can already see from the career milestones that he has done pretty darn well with Milan in the past 5 in-game seasons. They've won the Serie A every single season, which is understandable when you look at the rest of their team. But, I mean, just you wait to see his career stats. Firstly, though, his attributes have maintained at a pretty darn solid rate. He's now 32 in games, so you'd expect some decline, but to be honest, right, I think his physicals have actually improved, if anything. I mean, he's got faster with both 1 to pace and 1 to acceleration. He's also improved his agility and his stamina, so I mean, it just gets better and better, doesn't it, really? His technicals have dropped off a bit, which is would usually perhaps be a bad thing, but if you let's look at them, I mean, they're still incredibly good, so I wouldn't quite put it that far to say they've dropped off, to say. But right, moving into his career stats. Yeah. I don't even think there's much point me going over them season by season. Just look at them. This is incredible. I mean, he starts out with an absolutely insane amount of assists and even goals, to be fair. And then he drops off a bit this season when it comes to the numbers and even his average rating. Even though despite that, it's still incredible stats. And then in 21-22, he has his best season, despite playing the smallest amount of games so far, with 7.56 and 17 assists. What? That's just ludicrous. And the next season, he doesn't get quite as many assists, but again, it's absolutely solid stats. And then here you can see he's 32 now, although of course, as we've seen, his stats haven't dropped off too much. Well, it's attributes, sorry. But the stats, again, a solid average rating. Not quite as influential, it seems, but that's still incredibly good. And it's generally a case of imagine having this man in your FM team. Like, what? I mean, he's insane. He's genuinely insane. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant. And if you're playing this database or having a look around for a bit, if you can get this man, you probably can't, then do it because you won't regret it. Right, that's I'm done. I'm out.